Hello, everyone. It is so good to be here with you. Today, we're going to talk about all the exciting updates the Material Android team has coming down the pipeline, and how these updates can help you build beautiful, premium, and adaptive apps with Material. For years, we've been on a journey to redefine how we build UI on Android. We've seen Jetpack Compose grow from an ambitious idea into the engine behind the world's most beautiful apps. As Android's modern declarative toolkit, it's designed to simplify and accelerate UI development with less code and powerful native tools. I'm Kendrick, a software engineer on the Material Android team, and I've been lucky enough to see this evolution firsthand. Today, we're reaching a definitive milestone in that journey, one that marks a new chapter for Android developers. We've reached a major milestone with the stable release of Material Views 1.14. This release brings new expressive components to the Views system. But you may have noticed a change in momentum. While Compose continues to accelerate, our updates for Views have become more focused. That's because, for the last few years, we've been preparing for a fundamental shift. To tell you more about where we're going next, I'll hand it over to Naomi.
Thanks, Kendrick. Hi, everyone. I'm Naomi, a software engineer on Material Android. To build effectively for the future, we have to focus. As of today, we are officially all in on Compose. Moving forward, our team is transitioning to exclusive support for Jetpack Compose and will be moving all of our efforts to the Material Compose library. This means that Material Views 1.14 will be our final stable release for the Views library. We know how much you've built on Views, but there has never been a better time to migrate to Jetpack Compose. If you've been waiting for the right moment to go Compose first, this is it. With the upcoming 1.5 release in the second half of 2026, promoting M3 experimental APIs, Material 3 in Compose is officially going stable. In addition to Material 3 going stable, we're also introducing our Material 3 expressive components. M3 expressive APIs form an expansion pack to M3. You can opt in to using them to deliver more premium experiences.
We've taken your feedback to heart, and we're going to show you how we're making Material 3 on Compose more expressive, performant, and adaptable. We'll be diving into new Material 3 expressive component features that bring more personality and motion to your UI. The Styles API, our new approach for performant, simplified, state-based styling. Enhanced adaptive integration to help your apps feel at home on any screen size.
Last year, we showed tons of cool new expressive components such as the floating toolbar, new progress indicators, button groups, and more. Building on the success of last year's expressive components, we're expanding the kit to be more versatile than ever. Our lists have evolved into two variants, including a sophisticated segmented visual style, and introduce more interactivity by supporting clicks, toggles, and different selection states that automatically transform the container. The best part? If you're already using the standard list item, moving to a segmented look is a seamless swap. Let's look at these two list variants, standard and segmented, in code. First, we have our standard list. Individual items are separated with horizontal dividers, and each list item has parameters for a selected state, content, and icons. Now, the segmented list. By simply switching that list item out for a segmented list item, and adding a touch of gap spacing with the vertical arrangement specification on the list column, the framework handles the rest. It automatically manages the adaptive corner shapes and color updates, giving you a completely different visual DNA. Search received a major visual refresh, combining with the app bar to introduce dedicated slots for navigation and actions that live outside the search container, with exciting animations that make the experience feel more interactive. Let's walk through some code for the search component. We've introduced a new app bar with search composable that introduces dedicated slots for content before or after the search bar. Navigation icon provides a slot for things like a back button, and the action content slot provides a slot for icons like filter or voice search. We've also introduced new expanded search bars like expanded docked search bar with gap that you can use in conjunction with app bar with search to smoothly animate between the two.
Building on the menu component, we're introducing refined submenu motion and a broader palette of shapes and color styles. We've also added gaps, a new layout feature that provides visual breathing room and flexibility. Now, let's take a moment to walk through an example of using the updated menu component. We start with a flat list of drop-down menu items. While functional, a flat list quickly gets crowded and lacks hierarchy as an app grows. To add structure, use drop-down menu group. This visually separates items like modifications from navigation, with menu defaults.groupShape automatically handling the rounded containers. To make the menu expressive and stateful, use the checked parameter and checked leading icon. This swaps the icon from outlined to filled when an option is toggled, providing instant, clear visual feedback. You asked for more tactile inputs, so we're delivering. Meet the new, highly interactive time picker, soon to be updated for our expressive design system. We're debuting a dedicated scroll-based input component that powers a new tactile variant for time selection. Designed as a standalone primitive, it also gives you the power to bring that same precision scrolling to any number-based interface in your app. All of these expressive components are already available as experimental APIs in the 1.5 alpha release.
What else is in the pipeline? Well, we know you want your apps to feel unique. That's why we're integrating material components with the new experimental Jetpack Compose Styles API to enable deeper customization than ever before. This update will help you break out of the grid, move past the defaults, and build premium, engaging experiences that reflect your brand's specific identity. Style is a new paradigm for customizing elements and components that evolves beyond traditional modifiers. It is designed to unlock deeper and easier customization. The Styles API offers significant benefits, improving overall app performance by skipping the composition phase during style updates and simplifying the creation of cohesive branded experiences. You can check out the Building Custom Design Systems with the new Styles API talk to learn more. We're integrating the Styles API with material components to offer an easier and wider degree of customizability than before. Here's a sneak peek. Let's say you want a button, and you want it to have a navy blue background that animates to a lighter blue when pressed. Right now, to achieve this, there's a lot of boilerplate you need, like manually keeping track of the pressed interaction state and creating a new button colors class. Now let's say you want the background to be gradient when pressed. Currently, there's no out-of-the-box way to do this with material buttons. With styles, it's easy. With the upcoming integration with the Styles API, this will all be possible simply by passing in a style that sets these properties as input to the button component. Styles makes customization easier and unlocks new customization that was previously not supported. These updates are coming soon to material components.
Now, being premium isn't just about aesthetics. It's about how your app behaves across the entire ecosystem. We know that building for foldables, tablets, and desktops has historically been a challenge. The Material Adaptive Library is now integrated with Navigation 3, simplifying the development of layouts that scale across large-screen devices. For a long time, building adaptive layouts meant switching navigation frameworks, making it complex to manage navigation into and out of adaptive sections of your app. To solve this, we've deeply integrated the Material Adaptive Library with Navigation 3. This is a game changer. It means your navigation logic and your adaptive layouts are finally speaking the same language. Scaling your UI from a handheld phone to a large-screen foldable is now a seamless, simplified process within your Compose code. One core piece of this integration lies in Navigation 3's Scenes concept. Instead of navigating between isolated destinations, Adaptive can benefit by thinking in terms of visual scenes. With the Adaptive Navigation 3 artifact, we're making it easier to use the list detail scene strategy. This is essentially the brain that sits between your navigation backstack and your UI. It looks at the entries in your backstack, and based on the available screen real estate, automatically decides whether to show a single pane or a side-by-side list detail view. To make this work, simply tag your entries using listDetailScene.listPane or listDetailScene.detailPane. Because the navigation library now understands the intent of these screens through that metadata, it handles the heavy lifting for you. And because this is built directly into the navigation state, you get predictive back support for free. When a user swipes to go back from a detail view on a foldable, the library knows to transition the detail pane away while keeping the list active. It's fluid, it's intuitive, and most importantly, it's one single source of truth for your entire application.
This session isn't just about a library update. We've listened to your feedback and are committed to making Material 3 more robust, more flexible, and significantly easier to implement in your daily workflow.
As you can see, we've been busy making Compose expressive, performant, customizable, and adaptive. You can check out some of what we discussed today in our guidelines, design kit, alpha code, and API documentation.
If you're migrating from Views to Compose, check out our guide to help you out. Or, if you want to learn more about Styles API, read our overview. Both are available on the Android developer site.
We're so excited to see what you build. Read about Material going Compose first on our material.io blog. Share your work and feedback with us using the hashtag M3Expressive on social or by tagging @Google Design on Instagram and X. Stay tuned. This is just the beginning. We have more updates coming to Compose in the months ahead.
Last but not least, if you enjoyed our session, be sure to check out Bradley and Liam's design talk, Make Material Your Own. Thank you.